So prior to going through all these boxes, how to turn it on, what all these switches do, the one fundamental aspect of this particular unit, as you can see, is quite sizable. So because of its size, you need to appropriate the footprint for it. In saying that, it's imperative this machine is set up level. It's also imperative that you look at the environmental impact that this may have. What is the environmental impact? Predominantly it's just noise from this. Is it extensive? It's reasonably loud. So ensure that prior to installing this on site, it's level, it complies with the environmental requirements in relation to that particular area. And also too, facilitate the machine so that you can access waste from the machine easily. And also too, when you do remove contaminated waste from this particular machine, handle it in the appropriate manner in accordance with guidelines and store it in an appropriate manner as well. When I say store it in an appropriate manner, one important aspect of it is always keep it dry so that if you collect dust from this, don't allow it to get wet or permeated with moisture in any way, shape or form, because it just makes handling a lot more difficult. With all of these machines, you'll always get an operator's manual and guidelines in relation to the entire unit, so it covers everything. But if you read something in here and you think, I don't quite understand that, ring BlastOne. Guys, I've got a 40,000 CFM dust collector. I don't understand something in the manual. Can you please enlighten me in relation to that? Why do I say that? Well, basically, if you don't understand something, that means that you're going to operate a machine and I don't completely understand the requirement of that machine. So something of this size, it's imperative that all on site that intend to operate it completely understand the fundamentals in relation to its operation. So again, with all of this type of equipment, if there's a WH&S requirement, I need earmuffs, I need breathing apparatus. If I open any of the doors for inspection, so that's access panels I'm talking about. Also too, whilst it's running, you need hearing protection. You'll need to wear gloves when operating any of the valves on the back of the dust collector. But there are your fundamental checks that you do, as I said, which work back into your daily worksheet. That is, as I mentioned, checking fluids in the engine itself, ensuring you have enough diesel, ensuring that you have a decent air supply. Why would I need an air supply? Well, on this particular machine, you've got up on the top pulsing valves or Goyen valves. So what they do is those Goyen valves, pulse valves, shoot a shot of air through the filters that are in this unit. So a unit of this size has got a substantial amount of pleated filters in there. So the valves themselves are pulsing all day to clear the accumulated dust from the filter pleats themselves. So by pulsing, what it's doing is the fine dust that's accumulated during the period of the day, it's pulsing that away, and that dust is going to the bottom or the base of this particular unit. Also in this unit, there is what we call an auger. So the auger itself will actually drive all the accumulated waste within this housing to an end where it enables me an outlet that enables me to withdraw the accumulation and stow it in a drum, bag, whatever. But ensure that when you do set this unit up, you do have access and the right height access to be able to put a waste drum or waste bags underneath the unit. A fundamental mistake a lot of people make is to extract that dust or waste. They don't take into consideration they need to get a forklift there.